So yesterday we started talking about the different forms of equations, and we focused on the slope-intercept form. The slope-intercept form tells us what the slope and what the y-intercept are in a given situation. If we're given these two pieces of information, we can write out an equation using those two things. Another form that we will be using, and the one that we're going to focus on today, is the point slope form. This is where we are given a slope, and we are given one of the points that is on the line if we were to graph this. Doesn't matter which point we use, because any point we use is going to give us the same equation no matter what. The third type of equation are standard equations, where they don't give us a slope or a point or an intercept, and these are things that we will and this is the form of equations that we will discuss tomorrow. But today we want to focus on the point slope form. So again, here's the formula, and when we read it, it's y minus y1, which is the y value of whatever point we pick, equals the slope, or m, times x minus x1, or the x value of whatever point we picked. So again, the m is the rate of change, it's the slope, it's how we would move from one point to the next on the line, it's how the y is going to increase when we make the x bigger by 1. And we also have a point. We have the x value of the point on the right side of the equation, and then we have the y value of the point on the left side of the equation. Here's an example of a point slope, or of an equation written in point slope form. Okay, we still have a slope, we still have an m, we still have a rate of change that we can see, and in this example it's 4, and you can follow along on your paper and copy these notes. And then we can see that we also have a point value. We have the 2 over here for x, and we have a 3. So those two things are going to be our point. And don't disregard that it says starting point here. That's just something I forgot to take off from yesterday's slide. Okay, but you can start from this point if you were to graph it. Actually, that's the only point you know, so that is the point you would have to start from. When we're putting points into point slope form, it's very important that we have to notice that the signs, the plus or minus signs, change. Okay, if you go back and look at your paper on the formula, it's y minus y1 and x minus x1. All right? So when you actually put the points in, they're going to have the opposite sign from the actual point that it is. So having this minus 3 and this plus 2 in this problem means that we actually have the point -2, positive 3. The -2 becomes positive once we put it into the equation. And the positive 3 becomes negative once we put it into the equation. So whenever you're putting the points, the actual points, the numbers, into the equation, the signs are going to change. They're going to flip to the opposite.